Okay, I ran out of video time on the previous recording, so I started back with visual arts because this category has the most subcategories, and I just wanted you to notice you can go to this link on your own from the previously sent handbook link, but just know as our club is concerned, we can only send one entry per category. So I always tell the kids, if you want to make multiple art projects and bring them, we've kind of set a deadline of the Monday after Thanksgiving break. That gives you from now through the Thanksgiving holidays to work to make your project as best as it can be. And bring it in, and then we will judge them according to the rubric, just like they do at Beta, and try to determine one winner per category to submit. It does state in the handbook that an individual student may enter only one visual arts category. So we would have to look at the entries or what's brought in, and if you were to be the person who might have the better project in two categories, then you would have to pick which one you wanted to enter, and we would have to go with the second best in the other category. They have a tag that we will attach to it, but I will take care of that. You do not have to present anything with your art project. You take it, you put it on the table for that category, and you walk away. They judge them, and they do the rest, and then you go and pick it up. So in the past, they put ribbons on them after the judging, so when you went to view it or pick it up, you would know if you were a winner or not. But apparently beginning this year, they're no longer going to put the ribbons out. So you will not know until awards if you are one of the top 5 or 10, however many they issue. I think 5. So here are the categories. Black and white photography. That is a picture that you take, preferably with a camera, but nowadays our phones can take beautiful pictures. So you would have to then enlarge the picture to an 8x10 size or something smaller. You could do a 5x7. Typically, we've always taken an 8x10. It just presents and you can see the detail. You want it to be a focused image of something specific. You can frame it and mat it. I have some basic frames that we typically put them in, but 8x10 is the photo size. Color photography, same, different category. Colored images, no filters can be used. That has to be just the picture as you took it. Digital art is where you can use programs to create an image, like Canva or some online web art of some sort. You want to not copyright violate anything, but you can put or draw or digitally create something that is original. Again, 8x10 size. Digitally enhanced is where you take a picture and then you alter the image in some way. If you filter it or you apply some filtering to it, it is not considered digitally enhanced per se. Like just changing it from color to black and white is not digitally enhanced, but other filters could be. Really what they look for here is a digital enhancement that changes it. A lot of times students will take a picture, say of a beach, and then they'll take and put or layer another picture of people that really weren't on the beach at that time, or images of animals. Like they'll put, take a picture of a fish, but then put the fish where it doesn't belong, in the tree or somewhere. You can digitally enhance and combine images that way. Or you can filter and enhance with coloring options to make it different. Again, look at the size limitations and the framing size limitations. Drawing can be pencil drawings. It could be anything that you freehand draw. Not traced. No computer drafted, just drawing. It can be no larger than 16 by 20. Fiber arts is using fibers in some way, materials such as fabric, yarn, cut up pieces of fabric to put it together to make an art. You're not allowed to use a kit. It should be original. It shouldn't be larger than a 3-foot by 3-foot display. Quilts, blankets, and throws must be folded. Some people in the past have used fiber arts category to create a quilt, but there's other things that people have done. String art. People have layered pictures out of denim or other fabrics put together, but it's all the use of fiber. So that is one category. Hand-drawn anime. Anime is a category that came out about 2 years ago. Apparently there was enough students who are interested in that particular kind of drawing. You can Google that if you don't know what it is. It's those characters with the big eyes, Asian influenced. So if you're into anime and you want to draw something that's specific to anime, then it has to be original, an original character design, not a copy of something you see online. Jewelry is a category all by itself. We mentioned jewelry and accessories, but jewelry is its own category. So you can submit a piece of jewelry. So they are limiting it this year. This is the first time they're going to judge one piece only. So if you choose to make earrings, that's your jewelry, or a bracelet or a necklace. It can be any particular kind of jewelry, but you can only submit that one entry. You do not submit a set. We've done sets in the past. You can only submit the one piece to be judged. You should not use a kit, and I will say, I know you can go to Hobby Lobby and buy lots of pieces to go with your jewelry, but you want to find a way for it to be original, and it doesn't just look like you went to Hobby Lobby and bought some beads and put them on a string. That is not going to get a good award. So look for ways to use unique items in your jewelry. Some things we've done in the past: making jewelry out of fishing lures, making jewelry out of cut up blue jeans. Those were winners before. Making your jewelry out of some type of material that everybody else won't think of, and enhance it with beads or enhance it with the parts that you need for it to be jewelry. But don't just limit yourself to, I'm just going to buy a charm and some beads and string me up a necklace, because that won't get high marks in the competition. Mixed media uses more than one medium. So for mixed media, you would want to use paint with maybe some text, with some fabric, with other elements that tie it all together. It can be no larger than 2 feet by 2 feet. And you display that art in the form of mixed media. If you Google that, or you look on Pinterest for some ideas for mixed media, you can see what they're talking about. Painting, straightforward, no larger than 16 by 20. You can use any kind of paint: watercolor, oil, acrylic, etc. No kits. I know some folks in the past have taken some things on canvas that they painted, say, at a painting party, where it was just something basic. You will see some elaborate paintings. So I would encourage you to think of something to paint, spend time on it, give it detailed dimension, really make it your best work to put there to judge against some of these other paintings, because there will be some fabulous paintings there. Even from elementary students. Pottery is a category. If you have some sort of pottery you would like to mold and make. I do know that some of our other schools, middle school, also Midway, has a kiln that you bake your pottery in. You might get something that you can mold and bake in your own oven. Some do-it-yourself type of kit, or I can reach out to them. You can reach out to them and see if they would let you fire your pottery in their oven. Quilling is a new category. Quilling is taking strips of paper and rolling it up and shaping it and gluing it down. So if you look up quilling, you will see lots of beautiful art. For that, they have kits at Hobby Lobby that you could get to try and see what it's about. This does indicate not to use a kit. I'm not sure how they will know if it's a kit or not. There's so many different varieties, but 2 foot by 2 feet in dimension is the limitation. Recycled art is taking discarded materials, kind of taking trash, turning it into treasure. Create a new work of art with anything that could be considered recyclable. Some other material. It must be original and no larger than 3 feet by 3 feet. Sculpture is making 3-dimensional forms using stone, wood, metal, plaster. In the past, sculpture can basically be out of anything at all. We've had students take metal and melt it together using different tools and things to create a new object, and that was considered a sculpture. I've seen someone take a tennis shoe, paint it, add things to it, turn it into a sculpture. So it's really wide open as to your kinds of materials that you can make into a sculpture. So be thinking of something creative there. Woodworking must be original, must be made out of wood. I even saw, a winner last year out of popsicle sticks. It was a very large, elaborate item. As you see, dimensions 5 foot by 5 foot. So it can be big, but it doesn't have to be. But there was a popsicle stick created. It was like a house, a two-story house or something. But it can be wood. It can be furniture. One of our students made cornhole boards. People bring, dressers, tables, side tables, chairs they made. Anything out of wood. But I would look for something creative that somebody else isn't going to make in that category. So those are all the different visual arts that you can enter. And you can come back to this page if you need to be reminded of the dimensions. But it's judged holistically and subjectively by the team of judges as to what they like, what they see as unique and original. So be thinking about that when you're trying to decide on your project. Let me make sure I didn't forget anything else for you guys to get an overview. I will load some pictures from the past up on the Google Classroom for the students to see, and you can have them show you as well the different ones that we have. We always try to take pictures of the winners at the end of each convention year. So we have some pictures to upload from last year, some from the national convention. This summer we went back to Savannah for nationals, where all the state chapters come together from around the United States and compete. So we saw a lot of different projects there than what we saw even at the Georgia convention. So we will upload those pictures, and I will share that to you guys so you can see some things just to get some ideas going. And I look forward to a good convention year. If you still have questions, reach out to me. Let me know. Be turning in those registration forms so I know who plans to participate, and I can get everybody registered by the deadline.